Hello there, people of the internet. I'm gonna start off. I gotta really decide how I want to talk about this because people are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive whenever it comes to topics like this. So I'm gonna start off by saying, if you want to go out and get yourself something like this right here, you absolutely should be able to. It is your right to be able to go out and get yourself something like this. However, that being said, this right here has a lot of capability behind it. You could do many, many things with a tool like this. And I think that especially for the average person, something like this right here goes well beyond what most people would need a firearm to be able to do. Like, for example, I got a magnifier on here, and I have taken this particular rifle out to probably about 500-ish yards. I got a 1 in 9 twist, and it stabilizes 55 grain projectiles exceptionally well. I got this set up for just in case purposes with a magnifier, a red dot, or backup iron sights in the event that something goes wrong. Like I said, lots of capabilities in this particular platform. I have a heavy barrel on this for sustained fire to maintain as much accuracy as I can. Once again, the likelihood of the average person being a United States citizen, if you're in other parts of the world, then your mileage may vary with our discussion here. But this right here, this rifle has a lot of capability behind it to the point to where most people would not only never utilize that capability, but they would never really need to. There's a reason why I collect so many old school military surplus guns. One, I find them really cool. I just find them absolutely fascinating. And I got a YouTube channel. I sit down, make videos on them, talk about history, development, how they work, what kind of cartridges they fire, the capabilities of those cartridges, etc., etc. But most of these guns I take out and I use for practical purposes as well. The thing is, we are living in simple times. And simple times do not require an over extravagant firearm with excessive capabilities. You absolutely should be able to own something like that if you want. But there's a reason why me as a United States citizen, if I'm going out hunting, hiking, camping, wandering around my property at night because I heard a scary noise, visiting the mother-in-law, whatever it is that I'm doing, if I find myself in a situation that requires me using a firearm, the likelihood of pretty much any one of these firearms, besides this one because it's fake, any one of these firearms resolving that problem or achieving the task that I have find myself wanting to achieve, odds are any of these can do it. And, well, realistically, in the era of simple times, it is easier to pick a simple firearm to be able to do those simple jobs that you need done. Now, like I said, if you're in other parts of the world, like maybe having the best possible firearms capabilities at all times is something that you might need because paratroopers might be coming from the sky, or maybe you're in a particular area where you don't know what's gonna happen because, I don't know, the rival tribe over there has decided to themselves that they want your corn and they're going to come grab it by any means necessary, or insert your choice of hypothetical situation here. I'm just kind of coming up with things off the top of my head. But as a US citizen, the likelihood of you needing the firepower of modern day weaponry is quite low. And I think that right there is probably the main reason why most people in the United States flock to firearms styles like this. Now, I get that there is a good plethora of people who flock to your modern styles of guns, but there is still a tremendous number of people in the firearms community who will go to something like, say, a Mauser, or a Mosin, or I got a Lee Enfield over here, or something along those lines, because for their lives, their simple times, their simple lives, the simple firearm is just going to be able to do that job that they decided that they want done. As a matter of fact, this is probably what I would consider my simple rifle for simple times. I have taken this out so many times and done so many things with it. This right here is a Yugoslavian 24-47. I got this from Royal Tiger Imports many years ago. And if I'm going out just shooting, hunting, hiking, camping, whatever it is that I'm doing, the stock on this is not the greatest of shape. It's got a crack on it right here on the side. It's all banged up and scratched up, and the rifle itself has no finish on it. But this is a super accurate rifle. This is actually one of the rifles I go out and I shoot the most, just because I really like this particular rifle. It's accurate. I know exactly where it hits. It is just dialed in for 198 grain projectiles. No matter what surplus ammo I throw through it, it just hits right at point of aim with anything that is a 198 grain. And I really like it. It's relatively short in comparison to those old school long rifles that, you know, were being rocked back in the day. Like this right here is a good example of an old school long rifle. The Mauser comes up to about right here in comparison to this. That's a Arisaka Carcano hybrid, Arisaka Type I. But yeah, there's a pretty long, cumbersome rifle, and I have used long, cumbersome rifles for practical purposes before. As a matter of fact, I took a Type 38 out on a hog hunt over in northern Florida a couple years back at this point, and I tell you what, that super long barrel going through the dense jungles of Florida just was not... It was not it. So this right here is just something that I've taken out and used on many occasions just because it's a super simple rifle. Interrupted by a phone call, and unfortunately the phone call was people telling me that I have things to do. So I guess this is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my little presentation. A simple gun for simple times is one of those things that people flock to because they enjoy the idea of simple times, especially in the super complex times that we live in. Absolutely go out and get yourself the best possible thing that you can get, just so you have it. Like, this is my Coyote gun. I actually use this thing pretty gosh darn frequently, or at least I did whenever I was, you know, living in the woods. However, this I have probably used more just because it's really simple and I really like it. And it'll do the job. It's just one of those instances where you can have a simple gun for simple times. Iron sights, 8mm Mauser. I think I've taken that particular rifle out to probably about 300-ish yards. I feel like I could probably take it out farther beyond that, but I would need some kind of magnifier just because I can't really see at very long distances. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below is a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off. Have yourself a fantastic day. I will see you on the next episode.
Since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. The poor man's Garrett. Shame that bolt action shotguns aren't more mainstream.